All right, Peter. So, ancient Rome, right?
Yeah,
Ancient Rome is what the topic is about.
the Eternal City, even I've heard it called.
So, relating this back to theater and its origins, all the way back to ancient Rome's origins, they had this like cool party called Dies Natalis, which is basically just like a celebration of like Rome as a city. They just kind of like have gladiatorial combat.
That was April 21st, right?
April 21st.
Oh shit, it's a couple days ago.
Yeah, a couple days ago. So yeah, you know what? Happy belated birthday to ancient Rome.
Happy belated birthday to Rome.
So yeah, gladiatorial combat, chariot races,
Whole 9 yards.
and a play on the story of Romulus and Remus, or I guess the myth of Romulus and Remus, basically portraying the start of Rome and how it was built and like the kind of conception of it through the gods and stuff.
Yeah. So for those of you back at home, the story of Romulus and Remus begins way before the two of them were even like thought of being born. At the end of the Trojan War, actually. So escaping from the ruins of Troy and leaving all the survivors was a prince named Aeneas. He had this whole adventure. It's what, because there's the Iliad, the Odyssey, and then the Aeneid, where it's just his story. They leave Troy, they mess around in Carthage for a little bit, and that's why Rome...
So this leads from like Greek mythology.
Oh
too.
yeah, this is going like way back. So as they finally settle, Aeneas founds a city called Lavinia, where after a few generations, his descendants go off and found another city called Abalonga.
Which isn't Rome, by the way.
Not yet.
It's not Rome yet.
We're like 2 cities back.
We're getting there.
So there was a king of Abalonga named King Numenor.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome name, right?
Pretty sick.
Where he had a brother named Amulius, who like coveted power. Classic.
He like talked to the gods too, right? Like he.
Yeah, I remember reading about this earlier with you.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, where he was kind of like tempted to betray his brother and try to take his throne. Numenor survived, which is kind of weird enough for the time, but his daughter was caught. Rhea was her name, and she was made a Vessel Virgin, which is a huge thing in like the Roman belief.
Yep. Basically, what a Vessel Virgin means is like she was like kind of like Mary in Christianity, kind of
a little
the
bit.
gods kind of like made her like a vessel.
Very much like a lot of religious ceremonies, like a high priestess type of situation. There were basically 2 rules. 1, you always had to be a virgin. And 2, you always had to be a virgin to be one. Fun fact, if you broke that, you were either burned at the stake or buried alive.
They were not very nice to women back then, too.
Speaking of not being very nice to women, along comes one of the gods, or maybe Hercules. I looked it up. There were a bunch of different conflicting.
It's Hercules, Mars. There's a couple of different gods.
We'll stick with Mars for right now. She was sexually assaulted by Mars, and Rome, and ancient history being ancient history, she had to carry the children to term, which led to Romulus and Remus. The King Amulius heard a prophecy that these two were going to be his downfall.
Yeah.
Very classic, like whole prophecy, tried to kill him.
Very Shakespearean.
Yeah.
Perhaps maybe Rome was an inspiration for Shakespeare.
If only there was one of his greatest plays.
If only there was another project that we could do about that. But that's not about this.
No, we'll deal with Julius Caesar another day. So Amulius declared that he wanted Romulus and Remus to be drowned in the Tiber, which didn't work out because they were carried away because the river was flooding, and they were found by a wolf, a female wolf who like kind of nursed them, took care of them for a little while until they were found by a shepherd named Faustulus. That's his. God,
I
that
can't
name
believe
is
that people,
impossible.
just to pause, I can't believe people actually believed like Greek and Roman myths because they're so very
They're just
far
pedal
off.
to the metal. I
They're
love
really
it.
just pedal to the metal.
Like, but
So far-fetched.
they were found and raised by Faustulus, and as they grew up, they found out about their own prophecy about how they were going to oust King Amulius. So they grew up and they went off and they fought to free Avalonga from Amulius, where they actually reinstated King Numenor, which is really kind of an interesting part. I found conflicting things on whether or not they were fighting to restore Numenor or whether to just completely get rid of Amulius.
I think it probably was the latter. They probably wanted to get rid of Amulius.
Yeah, it's more fun that way.
Yeah.
So that kind of leads us to where they wanted to build their city, on the banks of the Tiber River.
Mind you, Romulus and Remus basically were from this vessel person born,
Right.
so they were very highly kind of
They were like definitely
destined to do great things and build Rome. And then once they kind of were in the Tiber River, they were kind of chilling and were like, hey, we should probably build our city here. Gods come in and they're all like, hey, we're gonna give you this like whole vision / prophecy about where you should build this like ancient city.
Yeah.
And that leads Romulus and Remus to have separate visions. And these guys have been buddy throughout their entire life.
They're literally twins.
They're literally twins. Super connected, super close. And this is the one thing that foreshadowing might tear them apart. Remus gets the vision first, and he sees 6 birds atop this gorgeous hill that's perfect for Rome to be built upon.
Yeah. Also, just fun little fact, as someone who like visited Rome once, Rome is known for its 7 hills. But these guys were fighting over 2. So, I mean,
Yep. Then Remus
Any of the other
Romulus,
5 would have done fine.
yeah, Romulus sees 12 birds on his hill. So now they have conflicting views.
Yeah.
And this is what tears them apart because they were destined to build this city, but they don't know on which hill.
I gotta say, I'm really
Any
siding.
other one of them could have been fine.
I'm really kind of siding with Romulus here. I mean, he saw twice the amount of birds that.
Here's the thing, Peter, is that Remus, he got the vision first. The gods gave him the vision first. So honestly, Rome kind of built on a lie. Remus definitely had the right idea.
I gotta say, that does sound like kind of a little brother thing to be like, oh, you saw 12? Well, I saw 6 first.
Well, come on. I mean, it's not little brother. They're twins, you know? They're both of equal status. Remus got the vision first, and it's the brotherly thing. Romulus was kind of tagging along and be like, hey, I saw 12. I saw 12. What do you mean? What if he actually didn't see 12? I don't know.
I mean, they're visions from the gods. You gotta always take them with a little bit of salt. What were the name of the 2 hills? It was like I don't want to mess it up. The Palatine was
Palatine Hill.
Palatine was Romulus.
Aventine.
Yes, Aventine.
Aventine was the hill that Remus saw with 6 birds, and Palatine was the hill that Romulus saw with 12 birds.
Yeah. Which, funnily enough, in Rome today, you can go to the Palatine Hill and see like the Roman Senate, see all of that. It's a lot of ruins now, but it's still really cool. That's just me being a bit of a history geek for a second. We were saying they were disagreeing about the 12 birds versus the 6.
Just like, I don't know. I feel like Remus was definitely in the right. Should have been probably named Reem because he got the vision first.
Stupid name.
It's not stupid. I mean, he got the vision from the gods. I mean, he was the destined prophet of Rome, or I guess Reem.
I mean, my guy saw 12 birds.
No,
They're really gonna try.
but 6. Birds. It just makes sense.
Twice the birds, twice the prophecy. Just saying.
Oh my God! Listen, Romulus, you can't do this all the time, man.
Look, dude, you jumped over the wall I was building and are about to ruin everything. I'm
ruining everything.
I'm sick and tired of this. I saw 6 birds. No, you didn't. I saw 12.
Romulus, I came out of the womb first. I came out of the womb first. I got the prophecy first. You have been nothing but a thorn in my side. You've been living in my shadow your entire life.
Are you kidding me?
No.
You know, there's some things that words can't solve.
I jumped over your hideous wall because you were building a hill. You're building a false city on this false hill. It was supposed to be on Aventine, and you're building it on Palatine.
There were 12
You're
birds!
disgracing the gods.
Do you realize how easy it is to see 6 birds in one place?
Sit down. Let's not escalate.
There
this
are
further.
some things that
We
I
can just
cannot
build- we can just
stand
build-
with you.
We can build our great city on Aventine.
Sometimes I just want to kill you.
Oh, you want to kill me? You think you can take me in combat?
Do you want to try?
Do you remember when we were raised by the wolf? What was our mother's name again?
Rhea.
Rhea.
No wonder. I was always the favorite.
You want to say that again?
I was the favorite.
I'm the favorite of the gods,
Bet your life?
Romulus.
Bet your life on it?
I'll bet my life on it.
Alright.
Are you challenging me?
Mess around and find out.
Okay. Let's settle this once and for all then.